Hey, it's Justin Mason with Whitetail Properties in Southern Illinois. I want to talk about the basics of food plotting, just to try to help you with what to plant, when to plant it, how to plant it, just sort of the basics that you would need to know if you're going to do a food plot at a property where you hunt. On this particular plot, the reason I chose this location, it was a grassy, overgrown field. It wasn't enrolled in any government programs. It wasn't leased to a farmer. So it was easy for me to turn it into a food plot versus going into timber or some sort of brushy, overgrown, something that would need real big equipment. So easy location to choose. I always like the inside corners of fields if I can. In this particular one, what drove me here, there's a nice little dip in the contour of the ground, and I've noticed over time that deer just naturally like to come into those low areas and feed their way out. So find a couple of those key little features, and then when you're establishing your plot, a lot of times I mowed this with a zero-turn mower the second time around, so you don't have to have big fancy food plots. Most of the time a neighbor, a buddy, somebody has a little small bush hog. A 5 or 6 foot bush hog can go a long way because you don't need these plots to be real big. So choose your site, get it prepped. After I mow it the first time, I'll usually come back within a week or so and just spray it with Roundup. Rates are on the jugs, 41% glyphosate's what you're looking for. Any general home store has those, so you don't need any, literally a backpack sprayer. You can do a hand sprayer, whatever you can do to get coverage over, the food plot to kill the weeds off, and then wait 2 or 3 weeks and come back in and plant. In this particular plot, I used a tiller behind my tractor. Came in, tilled it all up, got a really nice seed bed. I've got a cheap little cultipacker that I purchased, and I pull it behind the gator. You can pull it behind an ATV or a small tractor, whatever it is. It's light, I can let the water out of it, so it's easy to transport, haul, move back and forth. I'll do that, and then I use just a cheap hand seeder to come in and do this. And ideally most of these plots are a 1/4 acre to an acre. You don't really need anything bigger. In this spot on this particular farm, I could only get 1 food plot, so I chose to go a little bit bigger with it just to have more food. I am at a transition between a bedding area and a destination like an 80-acre bean field, so I think that I'll have a lot of deer that stop and use this, so I wanted to try to, rather than just do a 1/4 acre here, I wanted to try to get more food in the ground. And then once we seed it, the biggest thing on seeding is make sure you read the bag and see how much coverage you want. You can always step them off to get your dimensions. You don't have to make it real hard. The seed, the bags, or anybody at the co-op will even tell you how to do it. As far as my seed for food plots, I really like a mix of oats or wheat and an annual clover. It just, to me, that has always been a good combination. Dr. Craig Harper is a really big proponent of those. He's done studies year after year for literally decades, and those seem to be the most attractive in the fall to those deer. So this right here is designed to be a kill plot. It's one I'm going to hunt over top of. So I want it to be as attractive and lush as I can. So I'll plant those, that mix, with the hand seeder. I'll come back in and cultipack it one more time, and then I'll be back probably in the next week or so with fertilizer. If you haven't done any soil tests, which I haven't, I would recommend that you do it, but I haven't done that yet. I generally just default to 200 pounds of triple 15 or triple 16, triple 18, whatever your local co-op has. I do 200 pounds to the acre of that, spread it with my broadcast spreader, and then pray for rain. If you're somebody who's never planted a food plot before, there's no wrong time to do it, so just get out and do it. Ideally, you would plant between August 15th and September 15th in our area, but to be quite honest with you, I think the most important time to plant it is whenever you have rain in the forecast. I don't care what that bag says, what day it says you should plant it. If you plant and you don't have rain for 3 weeks, you won't have a food plot. So I do more of my timing based on rain. If there's rain in the forecast and it's August 20th, then go plant. If there's rain in the forecast and it's September 10th, go plant. So there's no wrong time to do it.